This is how this one simple decision literally transformed my entire life over the last 30 days. If you've been following me on social media or you've been watching one of my later videos, this is how one simple decision literally transformed my entire life over the last 30 days. If you've been watching my last videos or you've been following me on social media, you'll know that I made the decision to take Instagram completely off my phone. You see, in a world where attention is the most valuable currency, I came to the realization, why am I giving this away for free? Most importantly, in a time in my life where I wasn't really working, I wasn't very clear on what I wanted to do next, and I was spending an hour or two a day consuming and comparing myself to what other people had, and more importantly, devaluing who I know I am, who I am. And so I made the decision to actually delete the phone, or delete the app completely off my phone rather, and just focus on the present moment. Focus on what's ahead for me. What opportunities exist around me right now to provide value and impact those around me. And my coach had been urging me to get a job. Now, I was extremely resistant, and I'll share the power of the lesson that I learned. But long story short, I came back to Medellin about 30 days ago. I removed Instagram completely, and my intention was to get back in the game. I feel like down in Brazil, I had an epic 4 months, but if you don't remember, or this is new information for you, I was working at a pretty large agency, managing upwards of $5 million a month, getting a very good base salary. Life was great. I'd been traveling, I'd been leading a team under me, I worked with some pretty decent clients, I would say, not the best or most ideal, but I had some good experiences there. Most importantly, I got comfortable though. I got complacent. I lost the spark of what is it like to really run your own business? And I actually forgot what it was like to do hard work. And so I came back here with this intention of, I want to get back in the game. I want to really tap into my potential. I want to really be connected to the entrepreneurs in my network that are facing similar challenges to those that have solved. And so I came back to Medellin with the intention of taking on any work opportunity that was aligned, whether it was clients, whether it was a job, whatever it was that aligned with my North Star of building better businesses that impact the world, I was down for it. And so I began jumping on interviews, asking people in my network who have work opportunities, and a really cool opportunity came up where I now joined a team where I have the opportunity to actually consult and coach up to 40 or 50 of the clients in their coaching program. Now, these people are all building AI consulting agencies. They're learning how to implement AI tools inside of other businesses. And I have the honor to be able to coach these people on their marketing, on their sales, on their offer, on their team, on their delivery, on their mindset. And so it's a very cool opportunity for me to refine my coaching and consulting skills, to learn from other agency owners, to learn about AI and how it's being implemented in the day-to-day workforce. Most importantly, it's the thing that got me back in the game. And regardless of the compensation, regardless of the title, regardless of the ego involved and the identity of running your own business, for me, I realized this is aligned with my North Star. If I want to build a business that builds other businesses, how can I turn down an opportunity right now when I have nothing else to do exactly that? To coach business owners on how to grow their business, impact more people, increase their revenue, build bigger teams, lead a more fulfilling life. And so I said yes to this opportunity. You want to know the craziest thing? Less than 2 weeks later, I closed my first deal in my new growth consulting firm, where I actually am implementing some of the things that I'm learning in this coaching program, as well as other things that I've done in the past with marketing strategy, with sales strategy, with executive coaching. That coupled with some of the new AI implementation to enhance this business. And today, we officially kicked off with my first client. I know I probably don't seem super excited. It's literally past midnight, guys. I've been cranking away here, building some cold outbound systems for lead generation for this new business. This company is doing a little bit over 1 or 2 million in annual revenue. However, 80% of that revenue comes from a handful of clients. And so if you remove these odd clients who generate most of the revenue, the business is really only doing $300,000-$400,000 a year with razor thin margins. At the end of the day, the business owner has told me that they have nearly nothing left over at the end of the month. And so my goal and my strategy that I developed is to help this business 3x their sales volume, to de-risk the business, bring in more predictable and sustainable revenue so that the business can grow consistently over the next 6 months. And in doing so, in installing an AI outbound lead generation system, in improving their sales process, in developing and enabling the sales team to close more deals, in implementing AI tools to help make more of the marketing and sales more efficient, I'm certain that this company is going to be in a totally different place 6 months from now. If we don't 3x the business, we're probably going to be even beyond that, right? The lesson of the story that I want to drill home is if you're in a place in your life where things are uncertain, where you are worried about making the best decision and you don't know what that will be, the best thing I can tell you is take the next step. You see, for many months, this most recent time, and maybe even years before when I had been building agencies or really like navigating different seasons of life where I wasn't sure what to do next, I could have condensed a lot of that time if I just took the best next step. You see, a few months ago when I'm here sitting on the beach in Brazil and I'm thinking about, man, what do I want to do next? I've built my own agency, although not hyper successful, I understand what it's like to have some clients, to deliver a marketing service, to build strategy, run paid ads, build funnels, build VSLs, consult clients. Like I did all that, right? After that, I was working a really high level strategist role where I was managing upwards of $1 million, $1.5 million a month in paid ads. I'd worked with some really high profile clients, or if I say so, some really highly disliked clients as well. Like I've seen it all. I've seen the people that I've aspired to once be around and hang around and work with. And I ended up working with them. And to be honest, it didn't bring me the fulfillment that I thought I was looking for. It didn't validate me in the ways that I thought that it would. I thought by working with some of these clients who are doing a few $1 million a month, or I'm spending $500K a month on paid ads, and I get to open the ad account and flex all these numbers, the reality is I did none of that. I didn't even care to post the numbers when I had them. I didn't care to show screenshots of the ad account, how much ad spend we're spending every month. Deep down, I wasn't fully aligned. I wasn't really fulfilled in that role, in that opportunity. And that's what led to me actually getting fired. And after that, I digress. The main point here is that I spent the next few months just avoiding work. To be honest, I had a lot of ideas that I just kept procrastinating on. And the real reason why is I was committed to staying comfortable. I had gotten comfortable and I didn't want to get back out there, put myself back out there, take risks, work hard. And I was searching for what's the best opportunity? What's the best thing that I can do right now to make more money than I've ever made? To do things a lot easier than I've ever done. And that very lazy way of thinking is what actually kept me stuck for a few months, burning through my savings, feeling more anxious than I've ever been, completely out of touch with reality, thinking that I'm living the freedom life on the beach in Brazil, still blowing money on experiences. Now, I don't regret any of it. I don't say this to say that I regret any of it. I had the most epic time, and I'm so grateful for the people I've met. And I ended up doing a pretty large wellness event there. I ended up starting a new chapter for the Breakfast Club. I ended up meeting friends that are actually here in Medellin, that one of them actually even joined this program yesterday. Been picking up new sports and new hobbies. So this isn't to say you got to look back and argue with the past and say that things should have been different. But this is to say, what can I draw from this experience? This experience that caused me anxiety, that caused me restlessness, that put financial pressure on me. For me, that lesson is to take the next step. Because if I take the next step without needing to know what comes after, for me, that's the definition of faith. And I believe that it's one of the most important things that you can have as an entrepreneur is faith that this is here for a reason. This opportunity didn't just come up by surprise, by coincidence, right? And sure, maybe it's not going to pay me that 10, that 20, that 30, that 40K a month that I'm looking for. But you know what it will do? And you know what it did for me? It got me back in the game. It reignited that fire. That little amount of money in this job actually gave me the confidence that, man, this is what I'm truly meant for. I get this. I love this. Wow, there's such a big need in the marketplace for business owners that need help with refining their offer, with crafting better go-to-market strategies, with dialing in their lead generation systems, with dialing in their sales process, with scaling up their revenue, with leading a better team, with getting over their own limiting beliefs. There's a very big need for that. Almost always, the challenges that I see in companies come back to leads, sales, offer, or leadership. And that's the things that I feel I'm great at doing. And so in taking this and saying yes to the job, it really helped remind me of that why. And as soon as I got onboarded and I began learning and I began just getting in this culture of people who are destined for greatness, people who are seeking growth, I was in this energy that brought more opportunities. People started messaging me out of nowhere. People started reaching out, asking me questions about their business. I started to see things in a different way. And so just simply take the next step. You don't need to know where it's going to lead after that. You don't need to know how much money this is going to net you. Guys, if I really tell you what this job is paying me right now, most of my friends would laugh. In fact, one of my friends at the last breakfast I hosted told me that I'm literally wasting my time and that I'm literally devaluing myself to work at a company. I didn't let that get to me. In fact, that day I almost questioned everything and almost quit on the spot. However, when I came back to the reality of what's true for me, I felt like this is the right next best step. This is the thing that's really going to help me level up my skills, meet new people, build new relationships, and regain that confidence to go out there and build something the right way, not from a place of needing to make money immediately, but from a place of working with aligned clients that I love working with every single day, that I believe in their product, that I believe in their mission, that I believe that this is a business that I can grow by coming in here and uniting forces. And so I keep circling back to the story. If you're in a place in your life where you're feeling stuck, take that next step, because you never know how things are going to change. Have faith, trust that it's going to work out for the better, and I can confidently tell you, you'll look back on that decision a few weeks, a few months, a few years later, and be like, I'm so glad that I said yes to that thing. That's what this season is for me. Guys, the last 30 days without Instagram has truly been so incredible. I'm actually not sure if I even want to come back just yet. I don't really feel the need to come back and be on social media and post everything that I'm doing. All I can tell you is that right now, I feel in a great place. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm being more present. My brother's here in Medellin with me. One of my close friends that I had this privilege of spending time with in Brazil, he's coming back down from the States next week. We got a crazy penthouse for the next 4 months Thing has like 3 bedrooms, 4 balconies, a steam room, a grill, amazing views of Medellin. All of us are entrepreneurial. We're all building businesses. We're all chasing like growth. We're all into fitness. We're all into spirituality. And so this is an epic chapter that I truly feel so grateful to be part of. And my intention in creating these videos is to document my journey in the most raw way, because it's something that I feel like I've neglected, and it's still something I feel I've avoided. I know I say I want it. I know I say I want to have this personal brand. I want to share my message with the world, but it feels like there's times where it's just too much effort for me, it feels, to sit down, to structure content, to film it, to edit it, to produce it, to put it out there. And so here I was at midnight, like really wanting to go to sleep. But I remembered, like, today is day 1 of a new chapter. How much of a disservice am I doing to myself by not documenting today? Because today is a once in a lifetime moment where I'm going from not having a client, not having a business, to now being in delivery mode for a client that just paid earlier today, that I went and had a kickoff call in their office with their team in person. It went phenomenally well. And then I came back home and really began building up the systems and delivering on what I promised. Additionally to that, been working in the daytime, having a typical 9 to 5. Although it's a little more flexible, I control my own book of business, I consult my own clients, is 2 things that I'm working on. And this is the beginning of that transitional season where I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go hard on this job opportunity. I'm going to do everything in my power to get my clients results. I'm going to do everything in my power to be the best on this team, to show up, to learn from people, to see how AI is being implemented into businesses, to learn from the company that I'm working with that went from a few $100K a month to $3 million a month cash collected last month. Like, there's so much profound opportunity and blessing in being part of this community, of this company. Additionally to that, there's no reason that I cannot crush it and get results with my own client, gather my own case studies, implement what I'm having my clients at work do, and then just implement it for myself. Give 110% to anything that comes my way right now. Continue growing, learning, deepening my spiritual practice, improving my health and fitness. And you know what? 30, 60, 90 days from now, life is going to feel and look so much better. My finances, which you can see here, I wrote a few weeks ago, I was about 11K in debt. Today, I'm about 7,800. I write that I'm debt free, right? You can see all these sticky notes here that they're just reminders of where I'm headed. And I made a commitment to myself that these next 90 days and beyond, I'm really going to lock in and do whatever it takes to get out of this position. I no longer want to be in debt. I no longer want to be average with my health and fitness. I no longer want to be doing just enough. I'm 23, turning 24 in about a month, and it's really time to give it my all, to truly understand what it means to commit to my vision, to my goals, to my dreams. And that's where we're at, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you if you've made it this far. It truly means that you're one of my close friends or supporters or someone who finds a lot of value in these. And so if that's you, thank you. I appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next update. Peace.